Hello, manager. This is Victor Marromo, your strategic planning and performance management consultant. We've reached unit and short module 4. How to demonstrate your strategic thinking skills. The authorship is by Miss Nina Bowman, with some points and the slides by myself. We all know that developing strategic thinking skills is important, but many don't realize how critical it is to your career advancement to show these skills to your boss and other senior leaders. Showing strategic thinking skills tells your boss that you can think for yourself and make decisions that position the organization for the future. That, my friends, is critical thinking. It assures them that you aren't deciding things in a vacuum or lightly, but are considering how other departments, business units may be affected or how the outside world will respond. When we are helping our coaching clients learn to think more strategically, and to university students, I emphasize that developing and demonstrating these skills are very different challenges. Developing great strategic thinking skills requires you to gain exposure to strategic roles, synthesize broad information, participate in a culture of curiosity, and gather experiences that allows you and your team to identify patterns and connect the dots in novel ways. That's why high potential and leadership development programs often include job rotations, cross-functional projects, and face time with senior leadership. These all accelerate the development of strategic thinking. 2. Demonstrating strategic thinking, on the other hand, requires that you are simultaneously a marketer, a salesman, and a change agent. Proactive and widespread communication of your strategic efforts, combined with the courage to challenge others and initiate and drive your strategic ideas, are what make your boss and peers take notice. The case of one of my coaching clients illustrates the steps you need to take to show off your strategic thinking skills. This manager, vice president of the US supply chain for a growing medical products company, hoped to be named the global senior vice president of supply chain, but sensed that his promotion discussions were stalled. He had a good reputation for responding to business unit leads, and he worked tirelessly and effectively to keep the supply chain functioning well. He was therefore surprised to receive informal feedback from the head of HR, a longtime colleague and friend, who said that a few influential executives had voiced concern that he, we will call him Tim, wasn't strategic enough. This, my friends, is a very common problem between middle, semi-middle, semi-high and high managers. The notice of, hey, you aren't strategic enough. The managers don't know what this means, they don't know what to do. These executives felt Tim was good at keeping the trains running, but he had not driven proactive change in the organization or set a strategic vision for the supply chain. Tim was a strong strategic thinker, but he wasn't doing it in a way his bosses could see it. He decided to engage an executive coach to help him learn how to demonstrate these skills. Demonstrating strategic thinking requires that you are simultaneously a marketer, a salesperson, and a change agent. So, my friends, try to learn them, try to show them, try to sell them, and try to really effect change with your strategic thinking and actions. Bring a point of view to the table. Your leaders and bosses want to know what you think, and they view your worthiness for promotion through the lens of how ready you are to make bigger decisions. By asking yourself, do people know where I stand? You can sharpen your ability to demonstrate this skill. Tim, our manager, made efforts to update his understanding of trends and refresh his network, but realized that he wasn't putting the knowledge to good use. One of the first changes he made was to instruct his assistant to block out 30 minutes of his calendar before important meetings. He knew that barely having time to collect his thoughts before going into meetings made him unprepared, less vocal, and less capable of synthesizing and sharing his knowledge. Just half hour, once or twice a week, would allow him to review and shape his point of view on important issues. Tim's efforts began to pay off his time, and he was able to shift his contributions in senior executive meetings from operational input to strategic input. He took time to package his ideas into a vision for the organization and engage his peers in new discussions about how the vision could impact their areas. 2. Show that you think strategically about hiring and talent development. Demonstrating that you think strategically about hiring and talent development is a surefire way to make your leaders notice you. Show that you can initiate innovation and bring strategic change. To be viewed as a strategic thinker, you must also demonstrate that you can use your knowledge to put new ideas into action. No matter your level, you can demonstrate strategic thinking by executing an innovative project that shows that your understanding extends beyond your current function. Having greater clarity of vision enhanced team effectiveness as a superior enhanced. Tim was able to see how his team and his business unit was missing the specific skills needed to support the vision. Now, instead of having reactive discussions with his HR business partner, he engaged in forward-looking discussions about strategic hiring and leadership development opportunities for his team. He also channeled the new energy and vision he had gained into a strategic planning process that culminated in formal recommendations for the supply chain group. He communicated the project and its milestones across the organization allowing the executive team to see that he could lead a strategic initiative. Previously, he would have kept it behind the scenes, boldly suggesting value-added changes. It was a welcome shift for both Tim and his colleagues. Tim felt he had more control, projecting greater confidence because he was no longer just reacting to other suggestions and issues. And Tim's colleagues also appreciated that he was initiating important improvements without their prodding. Tim's journey to demonstrating strategic thinking took him longer than he had expected. It was a hard road, but over time, his boss, peers, and Tim noticed the changes and viewed them positively. Tim was promoted to the global role a year later and was ultimately better equipped to adequate and learn and execute this role. So my friends, I hope this short model was of your interest and can improve your knowledge. It's important to bring the point of view to the table and to show that you think strategically about different type of things with key stakeholders, like for example HR in hiring and talent development, in suppliers with a supply chain, and with customers for improving their strategic factors. See you in the next model. Goodbye.